So how to remove rust and restore specific mechanical items to almost a new looking, or at least better looking. So what you're going to need some WD-40 or liquid wrench. Any sort of penetrating oil will work, not regular oil. Don't use like motor oil or something, it's not going to work. You're going to need some paper towels, some lacquer thinner, optional sort of. That's only actually to wash everything off, and penetrating oil, and of course paper towels. And you'll need a wire brush. So we're going to start by, what we're doing is we're actually going to spray a bunch of penetrating oil all over the pulley, and as you can see I already started here. It's looking much better, so we're going to just spray it all over. I think I've flooded, especially pulleys and stuff is what I'm using now, but you want to really get it soaking wet, you know. So what we're doing is we're going to just take the brush, make sure you have a fairly coarse bristles, you need a wire brush, and you want to rub it. And what it's doing is it's actually eating off the rust that's on there, and the penetrating oil, which is actually supposed to break loose rust, helps get it off and gets that shine back. But usually sometimes if the rust is too thick, it usually has to be pretty thin rust like this. If the rust is too thick, it's going to leave indentations in the metal, and you cannot fix that. You'll have to really grind off a lot on the metal to get those indentations out. So if the rust turns to the point, if it's thin rust like this, or if it becomes really thick rust and stuff, you won't be able to get thick rust off. And then I'm going up here and stuff, and you can still see I'm still getting some stuff off. It takes a while, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And this is, of course, doesn't need to get done ever, but this is if you want to good or something, or look better, make it look newer. You know, just doing something as little as this can actually increase price value on certain machines that you're selling, because people are going to look at the condition most overall. Second of all, rust also, this is an early stage of rusting. Rust over time can weaken out metal and stuff, and it can cause problems, so rust is not a good thing. It's one problem with all metal, except for stainless steel. Stainless steel don't rust. And aluminum, and well, there's a few things that don't rust, but most things are made out of steel. The only way you can get something that's made out of steel is if it's stainless steel, or it's painted. Those two things will not rust. Iron rusts, of course, you know that. Iron rusts easier than steel. And as you can see, this stuff is like a soup that's on there. Now we're going to take the paper towel and maybe a little bit of that lacquer thinner. I'm not going to use the lacquer thinner. Look how shiny that's become, how much rust we eat off. That's just a quick little tip, what you can do. Let me know what you guys think, and rate, comment, and subscribe.